Does look like we're going to Mecha Base, though, as our first map in this control. Winstrike over on the white, and HSL, they're on the green.
And earlier, we have seen that Mecha Base does quite lend itself towards that tanky play where you just sort of bash into each other with those big old wrecking balls of 3-3 without actually bringing out the hammer itself. I'd love to see Kenzie stick on this May, though. We do know Winstrike from historical precedent do have this May in the back pocket that they can bring out. They brought it on Ilios of all places, famously on Lighthouse, trying to shut out a Pharaoh on one door at a time. It was absolutely sick. I loved watching that.
It was so good. They just sat on the point. It was like, oh, Pharaoh's on this window? Yeah, no.
Nah.
Pharaoh's on this? No. Pharaoh's on it? No. And then you have Ryan Shield as well, and you can block off another one of the doors.
Demon's
pretty cool.
Mecha will be in place of Tech 36 instead, and that will actually be a pause.
Yes, and maybe Unfixed, having a little bit of issue, hasn't actually selected a character yet.
Maybe led into like a black screen.
Is it going to be a diva? I do not know. Maybe. The mecha's disappeared, Harry. Therefore,
how can you? Could you steal a mecha? I guess you just pilot it out. You wouldn't like carry it.
You wanna go in that base and steal a mech? Really? After all after the cinematic of it firing back at the drones that are coming in? I don't think so. They're running May though. Unfixed on the Brigitte. All right, nice. So we'll see where they actually want to go. It looked like they wanted to potentially fight HSL on the high ground here, but they're going to have to rotate rather quickly.
And Kenzie can take advantage of that May does not have damage fall off, so he's dealing 75 damage per struck Icicle no matter how far away he is. You can see Progi already has that Discord all applied to him.
Oh, a wall to potentially get a pin. Sharak falling extremely low already. You could see from the back line, Tech 36 actually wrapped around Sharak and helped Zik actually find the kill. Unfixed is going to go down as well. Quick team fight for HSL. Winstrike are going to back off. They're forced to, and Kenzie, we'll see if he does want to stick on this May.
And when that wraparound occurs from Tech, not only is he hitting the fusion cannon damage into the back of Sharak, but he's also booping him forward into the midst of HSL Esports. That's where they're far more vulnerable to the melee affections of both Progi and Sardis, who don't have to worry about respecting the shield that Sharak presents. We can just swing on through that.
Look how quick they are. Those barrels will be coming up in a couple of seconds as well. They've got to be really careful, or at least Progi has. If that comes up on his back, that's going to charge from Sharak, easy mode. Come up just in time, in fact, as Progi was able to dip behind it. He's going extremely low, though. Main did land a Discord orb and a couple of shots, and he's going to hand it to Sardis, who's going to go down. Winstrike easily find the recap there, 33%. It's very reminiscent, actually, of, I think, Season 2, when it just flipped 33 to 33 each time until we got to 99.
Big discrepancy in charge here, however, between Chao and Zik. Zik's about halfway to his Graviton, whereas Chao has completed his charge, and he's going to be ready to bring that out rather early. Of course, there is potential that Tech 36 could eat this up as it is thrown in towards him, but maybe it will actually help Sharak to build up the remainder of that shadow.
That's why you bring the May. One person comes in, wall them off, the rest of the team can't chase them up. Can't imagine they're going to expend any ults at all. They don't really need to after the first pick onto Zik. Doesn't mean he can't actually get any more charge on his ultimate either. It's only at 65%. Winstrike singing a whole wealth of ultimates. They got 5 out of 6. Aang just trailing a little bit behind.
And this is where you really want the May, of course. It's so much better on the defense when you can control the entrance of the enemy team, especially if it's going to be Sharak or Progi leading the way.
Harry, they're going to go underneath. They've got to be careful, but look who's waiting.
Ready.
Kenzie's ready and waiting to put that wall up. They got 2 this time, Zik. And, oh no. Imagine being Asco in that situation. He's just kind of pinned against Desire and May. Sharak will go down in the end. Sardis does find a kill, but another wall does isolate Tech 36, and he's going to get a couple of icicles in the back. The long stagger now. Oh, Kenzie, you're going to have to... Oh, maybe he's just trying to wall him off to make sure he can't suicide. Oh, did you see him walk into the wall as well? So tragic. Unfixed going to find the kill. 70% now for the side of Winstrike. They got one more fight in them. HSL need to do something here.
I would like to see Kenzie use his primary fire there to make sure that Tech couldn't back off as quickly as he would like. Look, HSL almost 6 ultimates ready to go, but Winstrike going to be just as ready. An ultimate showdown potentially coming their way. Sharak's going to have fed this back, and there is the wall. The Blizzard's ready to go.
Very, very small gap in the wall. There is a Graviton Surge coming out, but a Transcendence as well for Winstrike to keep them alive. The Blizzard on top of the Graviton Surge is being blocked mostly, or most of the damage was blocked through that shield. The hammer does land as well, as Zik does end up falling down. Didn't really have much charge to deal with either. Overtime is here. Winstrike are all over the point. And that will be an easy cleanup. There was no way you're going to escape from that, unfortunately, Askov. You will end up falling. Overtime. Depleted. Winstrike are going to find the win on Mecha Base.
I reckon you can get some icicle-proof hair product to put in those dreadlocks?
Don't think so. I don't think so. Can you get hair product to protect it from the cold? I'm just thinking.
I don't know.
I don't think it needs
like
to
maybe
be
my old hair. But
maybe
actually, let's not talk about that.
We'll
brush over that.
No, we won't. So if that
so sanctuary is occurring.
I'm just saying, if your old hair or like long hair got frozen, right?
Hair well known to be a substance that freezes.
No, if you cover it with water is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You'd look like a Lego man.
A Lego man?
Yeah.
Well, you look like a Lego man anyway.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what's coming out?
Generic handsome boy smile.
Do you know what's coming out very soon, Harry?
Overwatch Lego?
Overwatch Lego. Didn't mean to plug it either.
Well, Winstrike going to be trying to build up their map lead here. They've already 1-0 up as we move into Sanctuary.
I was just helping the brand, Harry.
Well,
Kenzie's still on the May, though. That's what's the most important thing right now. Now going to move on to the point, and look how scared right now HSL are playing. They've got to play without fear. Tech36 doing a good job so far, but look, Hitdown's going really low already. Has to be very careful in the back line, but Main is going to fall first. Kenzie is soon to follow as Progi does find the Flame Strike kill. Sharak is also going to meet his maker. Winstrike end up going down. HSL just get the point rather easily.
HSL doing very well there to play around the pillar to make sure that micro sightline was not available to Kenzie, and Kenzie was a little bit very trepidatious and where he wanted to put down the wall, and Winstrike were waiting for that wall to go down to make their engagement, and when that happens it means you're wasting so much time where Sharak's taking a lot more damage from Progi. I have to see if Kenzie decides to stick on the May. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, but the May's far more defensively favoured as we saw on Mecha Base.
Yeah, as soon as they take the point, they don't really want to give it up. They only took 1 point take from Winstrike to actually end the game, as they did just roll with the ult. Sharak's almost got the ultimate though, and big wall comes up and actually just boosts Progi upstairs, and that will be a 3-man Earth Shatter. I think it's going to go extremely low, but still survive somehow. Sharak not quite so lucky as the beat gets laid down from HSL in order to secure the fight. Unfixed going down last, a wall to make sure Kenzie doesn't get chased up on, but Winstrike only blowing 1 ultimate in that one, and that's the Earth Shatter, so they've still got 5 to recontest the point next.
HSL though with great mitigation on Sharak's attempt to counter Shatter, and this is where HSL really do excel in these high value tank plays. We know Progi from Team Germany, a fantastic Reinhardt, and Tech36 and Zik have been working very well within this 3-piece of tanks, very effective.
Nice grab, both Qs clicked at the same time, and a Transcendence to come out for both teams as well to keep them alive on the point. A Blizzard though is going to lock everybody in place, but no real damage is going to come through unless Progi finds the pin, which he does do on Kenzie. The sound barrier this time for Winstrike to actually force them forward, but with Kenzie falling here, Sharak's going to be a little bit more dangerous than he normally would be. In fact, Progi's actually found an entrance to the kill already, killing off Main once again. I think he's just falling first in these fights every single time. HSL are doing a good job of isolating him.
Not only that, making sure to mitigate Kenzie's potential for defensive cooldowns. When you use that Ice Block potentially in the Graviton Surge to block some fire, it's not available to stop you from being killed when you receive the attention of HSL Esports, who are now sitting at about 88%. 1 fight, Jaws, and they'll be able to claim the Sanctuary and take us to that all-important downtown stage.
No big ultimate banks this time around. It's just going to be Progi marching forward right up to the spawn. Someone's going to have to touch, and Winstrike are doing that just now. One person on the point's got 3/4 of the cap already. Unfixed going down is going to lead actually Winstrike to cap in the point. HSL kind of ignored it. Does mean Winstrike might be able to get another in here, although Aang did have to switch over to that Lucio in order to get back to the point rather quickly. Another 2 Graviton Surges used, but they are grabbed off the point right now. Sardis goes down as Sharak does find the charge. The slam also followed up, but the problem is you got no team to actually back you up there, Sharak. He might have found one, but the rest of the team are going to collapse and you're going to go down. HSL still have that Transcendence, but Hidan actually needs to get back to the point first.
Chao trying to dodge around that central drum, but they've got to stay on this point because overtime's ticking away and Chao's gone down as well, George.
Yeah, Progi finds the kill. He's back on the point, low HP, but he doesn't really need to worry at all. And can't quite finish off the kill, and no fear as Progi just smashes forwards. Just let go of the right click. You don't need any more. You've got one person to really deal with. Sharak is on the point as well, and it's only his Lucio to back him up, but he is soon gone also. HSL looking to make this a 100 to 6%. Small victories for Chao coming in on the ball, but all good and said, Kenzie will end up going down last, and that'll be the point. Secured by HSL.
Good defensive charge there from Progi to make sure that Sharak went down in that sort of mutual exchange of charge CC that occurs, as well as saving his Diva. Tech36 did get pinned there by Sharak, but of course he was released when that mutual CC occurred. So some great way to mitigate some damage as well as deny Sharak the ult charge that could have come up with a clutch Earth Shatter late into that fight, because it's very hard to account for incoming ultimates when you are in that overtime scenario. Comms start to get a little bit hectic, your target calling, but you don't always know where these ultimates are going to be coming from. However, I know what I'm going to expect here, Jaws, and I already see Kenzie on the Widowmaker. Just talked about it on desk. such a good map for the high ground. It's so vertical compared to the rest of Busan as we move into downtown.
They're going to run the dive tanks as well, so I can imagine they're kind of expecting here that HSL are going to run the Widowmaker. They're going to soon see that they are not, so they will be retreating back to the spawn, potentially to swap up here to the Ryan Zaya. We'll have to wait and see though. Yep, there we go. Kenzie actually switching over to May as well, so clearly a comp they enjoy running on Busan quite a lot.
I wonder to what degree. We wonder if Kenzie can play the Diva as well, because we haven't really seen Kenzie play a huge amount of Diva. Usually that falls to Unfixed or to Chow, who's currently picking up the Zaya mantle in this particular composition.
Nice wall, actually, but no one's going to get pinned just yet. Shaq just forced himself forward with a bubble coming through from the Zaya as well. A lot of low health members on HSL. They're going to have to make sure they back off, restabilize their HP bars. But, oh, that is not where you want to be, Zik, unfortunately. Trapped on the other side of the wall, no way near your Reinhardt, no way near the AoE healing from the Lucio either. Shark will get traded, however, so this fight's still quite even. Rally very early from Sadist. Diz managed to get it before Unfixed, who's only sitting on 60%, and a Transcendence popped early as well from Hadan. I think it was, yeah. Chow's actually grabbed, gets completely eaten up there. Good job on Tech 36. The heads-up play might just win in the fight, but Progi going down right now. You can imagine they're going to be able to push their way in. That May wall just blocking everybody's exit. Unfixed and Chow picking up the next couple of kills, and Kenzie is even rewarded here with a Blizzard.
But May is so good at punishing any potential missteps that are brought out by any people on the side of HSL Esports. Even if they aren't completely frozen, that's slow, meaning they can't get behind for Reinhardt shield as quickly as they'd like, makes them huge targets for people like Main and like Eng, who are putting that supplementary fire. And now you can see Kenzie's ready to lock down any points of ingress that may be selected by HSL Esports, who are coming into a number of very effective ultimates to potentially use.
There's the wall. A couple of people are going to get over. Tech 36, more importantly, is going to be able to dash over using those thrusters. Shark's going to move forward and kill off the Lucio first, but Shark's actually going to go a little bit too aggressive maybe once again. Shatter hits Chow in the front line. That beat didn't actually reach him. He was only just around the corner, and Chow ends up getting pinned up, and Progi finds the kill. A rally to make sure everybody's health bars are nice and healthy as they do end up going to the points. Main and Kenzie are going to go down. It's just the rest to clean up HSL now as Eng ends up falling over. 43% was acquired by Winstrike.
Zik definitely has the luxury of being able to decide when and where he'll place his Graviton Surge, because of course Winstrike are lacking the Diva, and the defense matrix is one of the primary defenses you think about in this composition against that all-important Graviton Surge, because you can eat it up if you can accurately telegraph where the Zaya is going to be placing that, and there it is again.
There's the grab in the streets. I wonder if Blizzard's going to come out as well. Yes, Kenzie using that Blizzard a little bit more defensively. Everybody was slowed up, dragged back into the grab, and Shark just hits the M1 and gets the triple kill. Easy as cake. 28% now on the point for HSL. Make that 31. Winstrike end up recapping.
Good old Snowstorm combo coming through there from Chow and Kenzie. Pretty hard to mitigate because obviously your shielding won't really work as it does pierce through that with the Blizzard, and means that Progi gets frozen up, everyone else does as well. But HSL Esports didn't invest a huge amount there, at least
beautiful
boop. Surge.
Wall not quite isolating the front line of Progi though, but nice boop and a little play. There will be the Shadow, but an instant transcendence from Hidan. Not only is he a frag and Zenyatta, he's a pretty good one at saving the rest of his team as well. Shark goes down first up once more as Tech 36 finds the kill. An aggressive Diva player is all they need apparently in their front line. Tardis is going to take down Eng, and that will be Kenzie just surviving on the point for the time, but a quick recap for HSL.
You were talking about Hidan is a really good Zenyatta player, and something that was a really heads-up play from him then when he was using that Transcendence was to make sure that he was actually standing in front of Shark between himself and the remainder of HSL's down players. That meant that if Shark decided to go for a charge, which can potentially kill people through all that healing if it uses for 300 burst damage in one place, he would have instead charged the invincible Zenyatta and not get any value out of that ultimate.
Got to be really careful. Take those lessons to your solo key. You'll save a lot of your tanks and save a lot of frustration as well. Shark shield is extremely low. The Shatter comes down, but he's booped up. Beautiful boot from Eng, elongating the Shatter cast, meaning he can't get it off. The Graviton Surge is going to come down as well as Kenzie's Blizzard. Everybody's all trapped up. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide as HSL end up losing the point.
So much CC coming through there, and now Winstrike are only 20% away from claiming the entirety of Busan, but HSL are going to make them work for it. They've almost got the Graviton Surge ready to go, Jaws, but Winstrike ready to answer it with the Sand Barrier, which could potentially be very good at mitigating any incoming damage.
They have Rally also, so main's going to be a little bit more chunky. You can see they have armor, residual armor left up. That's a big smash yet again coming through from Shark. Transcendence comes out, but it's too little too late. Probing and Zik are already down. The self-destruct is going to have to be a miracle one. Doesn't even land on the point, only on the rim of just not getting it in. That's so unlucky if you're Tech 36 right now. Needed to make the hero play, couldn't quite land it. Asgov is going to fall as well. That'll be Tech 36 all cleaned up. A grab onto Progi to make sure he can't touch, and Winstrike will claim Busan.
My hero play there's definitely got to be the boot that we pointed out from Eng, elongating the cast time of Progi's Earth Shatter, meaning that despite the well-executed stun into Shatter combo that came through from the shield bash of a Brigade, it meant that the Earth Shatter just didn't land in time, and it meant Shark could bring up his shield in time, save everyone from the side of Winstrike from that combination. And that's one of the great things you can do to try and mitigate one of the greatest and most powerful assets to the 3-3 combination.
Combination? It's a 3-3 combination.
Yeah. Composition, that's the word.
Composition is a better word.
English is hard.
It is pretty hard. We'll go look at a dictionary though. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We'll move with map number 2 very soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Map number 2 on your screens. Very shortly, this is Winstrike versus HSL. We just saw Winstrike take Busan 2-1.
win-win, coming out strong to begin with, but there's still many chances for HSL to get wild, and of course we're going to be able to choose where we go for our hybrid map. They have a choice of either Numbani or Hollywood, and personally, Jaws, my bets are on Hollywood because of the defense we saw last time, and I might instantly proven wrong right here. Thank you for that one, HSL. I regret supporting them last week.
Wow. All right, okay.
I'm very vindictive.
I know about that. You instantly turned. I liked
turn.
You guys. No, I don't like you at all.
You
picked the wrong map. Well, HSL coming in, and you're thinking, okay, so what comps could they run on this map? And I got to put it to Broggy here. His Winston was exceptional at the World Cup stop for Germany. I mean, maybe they run that on defense and offense. Would make a lot of sense. Tech 36 as well has already proven to everybody that he's a very aggressive diva and can really take the game into his own hands.
Yeah, especially I was very impressed with his ability to eat Chao's Graviton earlier on Busan. He's trying to get a good read here, but of course Chao has for the last 2 seasons mostly played the diva, and of course on Numbani, where verticality is so important, I expect him to come back out on that again. For now, HSL Esports coming out on what I like to call the dive ball, 3 tanks, 3 supports, but instead of a Reinhardt, you do have Proggy's pretty prolific Winston, like you said. Team Germany, it served it rather well. The question is, will it serve HSL Esports well here on their defense of Numbani? They're not going for an Ana. Instead, it will be the Zenyatta. So not a huge amount of point healing available for all of these heroes, because you got to be around both Ascov and Sardis to be benefiting from their healing auras.
Super dive here coming through from Winstrike. They got unfixed on the Sombra. Maybe just doing a little bit of scouting. You can see all the little white outlines. They are all in base, just getting a little bit more information. There we go. They're going to switch it up all the way to 3-3. Sharek, though, oh, okay, he's not on the Winston. He is going to be on the Rhine, so you can imagine they're going to take the right side high ground here, but they are going to run into all this cleave that Proggy is going to be able to provide.
Yeah, can potentially dislodge Hidan quite easily here, or maybe catch him out on a rotation. Zenyatta can be incredibly vulnerable when he doesn't have the speed boost available from a nearby Lucio.
Ascov is coming in with that speed boost like you're talking about. Chao, ooh, very careful there. Doesn't want to get booped off.
Zik learned the hard way.
Zik, though, yeah, he got booped by Unfixed. Unlucky. So you do have your Zarya missing now for HSL, and that does mean Winstrike are going to get on the point. 2 ticks almost instantly acquired.
Going to see if they're going to disengage. Main's going to be taken down here, so 5 versus 5 Jaws, and there's the engage from Proggy. Nice
boop actually onto Proggy there. Didn't actually get the bounce damage onto everybody of Winstrike. Won't give him any extra charge either. Chao is going to be able to track Tech 36 and actually find the D-Mech as well. Going to leave the baby diva for the time. Don't really want to mess with them. Got to focus on those tanks in the front line. That's exactly what they're doing. Proggy's going to fall. That'll be unfixed, chasing everybody the rest out. And HSL going to have to go for a reset as Winstrike, they end up capping enormously quickly. 5 minutes.
Winstrike there being able to claim the territory of the point was so important, because it meant that everyone was moving into the hammer range of Sharek, and he can lay down so much damage on these heroes, which of course have very few means to defend themselves, because Tech 36, he has defense matrix, but he can't eat up hammer strikes, he can't eat the hammer either, so it just takes huge amounts of chunky damage, and also it carves through armor that you see coming out from Rally on the Diva and on the Winston naturally. So Proggy, of course, has to swap over to his own Reinhardt now, but will be at a huge disadvantage when it comes to the charge for Earthshatter, and Kenzie's already got a Graviton.
Sharek's got ult. Proggy's on 20%. This Winstrike, they have to play it right here. Can Tech 36 get the eat again? The rally's going to come forward from Sardis, so they're going to be a little bit more hardy. The problem is right now, they're running into Winstrike, who have 5 ultimates online. Graviton Surge comes in. Tech 36 hits left click. Right click, sorry, forgot my mouse buttons then, and they do manage to get the eat. The Transcendence comes through, laying on top of the sound barrier there. Could be a little bit of a mistake for the Shatter. Not so much though. Chao's going to finish up Sardis, who is on the floor. Another Shatter comes through. That was built up very quickly by Proggy, but he will end up taking out Sharek. So this actually could be the turnaround. The sound barrier not going to be enough now for Winstrike. Did use it earlier to survive that grab, which means Main has to run away with a tail between his legs.
Panic there from Winstrike. The second that Kenzie lost his Graviton Surge to that defense matrix, they threw forward so many ultimates. So like, oh, we've invested here, Jaws. We need to move forward. We need to make this work. They've put in basically everything. They threw the kitchen sink, and now Chao is moving over to the... Can everyone on this roster play Make? As far as I'm aware, Unfixed is supposed to be their flex DPS.
Everybody can play Mei. That's just that's the requirement to getting on the team, by the way. You have to be able to play Mei at a high level. Maybe I should apply, I don't know.
Gotta do a 360 no-scope icicle.
Oh my goodness, booped! Shark was actually booped in by Askov to the rest of his team, and he actually caught Proggy on the charge. A Transcendence is going to be initiated here by Mei as they move forward. No shield available for HSL, means Shark gets free ult charge, Kenzie gets free ult charge, they all get free ult charge. Kenzie finding himself a nice triple kill as Winstrike win the fight.
You get an ult and you get an ult. Shark and Kenzie ready to go with the Earth Shatter and Graviton Surge respectively, and I imagine Askov's just whispering to each other like, sorry guys.
So sorry. Sorry, Proggy.
I didn't know that you could be charged from behind there, but of course Kenzie here is trying to be a little bit stealthy, and he is being joined by Unfixed in case that shield bash is required. Of course, you can stun D.Va with the shield bash to make sure that the defense matrix isn't available.
Oh, okay. Unfixed tried to actually go for that one. The shadow did end up landing, and the wall comes up as well, but it doesn't really seem to matter for the time. Shag finds another pin on Tech36, and this time the Graviton Surge is not eaten. The beat will come out from HSL as they are still on the point, and Shark is already dead. Proggy gets frozen up. Chow's almost near that blizzard, but the issue is the main tank is down. Kenzie is going to fall as well, which means Winstrike have to go on the retreat.
And Chow won't be able to combine that blizzard with the Graviton Surge. We've seen that is often the preferred combo for the side of Winstrike. They don't like going for the classic D.Va bomb, or what we call the Giganti Bomb combo with a Reinhardt charge as well. And now, Winstrike are in a terrible position. This cart is so far away from their spawn draw, so every lost fight is going to cost Winstrike dearly in terms of a time bank that they will have to use. And 1 minute 45 is all they've got to play with. Meanwhile, Zig's got something very impressive to play with. He's got himself a Graviton Surge, and Kenzie's so far away from his.
Oh, there it is. The snow growth comes in. And it was eaten as well.
Tech,
I thought it touched the cart, but no. Tech, with another huge eat, is going to be able to make sure Chow is pretty much useless in this fight now. There's the sound barrier coming out from Winstrike. He's going to have to find a free target pretty soon. Proggy goes extremely low. Shatter is cancelled as well. Shark comes up big with his Shatter of his own, sends everybody flying. Bane picks himself up 2 kills. Hidan's coming back though. Zen versus Zen. Not quite winning it out against Unfix, unfortunately. And Winstrike, they're able to clean up.
Great play there by Chow to use the wall to defend everyone from the side of Winstrike while they were caught within that Graviton Surge. It meant very little of HSL's potential DPS into all of those clump targets could be used, and now Winstrike will claim another minute and 30 seconds to their time bank, but they used a huge amount of ultimates there. Kenzie very quickly building up towards yet another Graviton Surge, but Tech seems to have his number thus far, and there was even an attempt from Chow to block off Tech36 with the Mei wall to stop the defense matrix coming through, but Tech knew exactly what was up.
It didn't matter at all. That is a rally coming through for Winstrike. A lot of armor now gained for them. They're going to move forward with it. Kenzie not near that ultimate though. He's got to be very careful. Proggy's charging up rather quickly as well, but Shaq a little bit quicker than that. That is going to be a Transcendence initiated by Main, and there's a Graviton Surge into the ground, into the rest of HSL. Tech36, the only one left alive, is going to be dancing on the cart. I take that back, sorry. Zik is going to be there as well, does die on cart to buy some additional time.
I feel like what I'm talking about right here is Maywall's Jaws. There was another great one from Chow right there. Cut off the sightline from Hidan's Transcendence to Proggy, meaning that 300 HPS could not be delivered. It was bisected.
Wow, Hidan gets tracked through 4 people as Kenzie ends up claiming the kill. Shark has still got a shadow. Don't go down just yet. The cart hasn't neared the point. A Graviton Surge is going to halt them for the time being, but look at Unfix and Chow. They're still alive. The blizzard came out from Chow, but I believe, again, it was eaten. No one's frozen up at all. There's the shadow on the floor. So the Brigitte is still alive somehow, and Tech36 still getting there. They do have spawn advantage, but the HP advantage is in the side of Winstrike. They lay down the beat. They lay down the grab, and they lay down the kills. HSL are going to give that one up, and Winstrike complete round 1 with the 3rd point gap.
Crucially though, Jaws, there are 59 seconds on the clock. If they capped 1 second faster, if HSL managed to cap in overtime, they would not get the second attack. But now if HSL do capture this in overtime, they will get that customary minute to attempt again. But that's a long way away. Jaws first, they've got to complete Numbani, which is no easy task against Winstrike, who look pretty well drilled here on the map pick of HSL, even with the Mei again and again. Yeah, but Chow's ult's been eaten twice, and we've already seen 2 Gravs eaten as well. Tech36 doing a good job of just predicting these movements coming out, and more often than not, the Zayas and what you mentioned before, you got to wait for that defense matrix to come up and then disappear for the split second and then throw the ult in, because you can't just spam defense matrix. It does have a small internal cooldown. I believe it's 0.5 seconds.
It's very, very small, and you have to click your Q key when that's going off, or you come in with a shield bash in order to get the stun so the defense matrix can't come out, or do the old-fashioned Zarya, you're jumping around, hopping into them, and then fire at the floor, so it has less travel time.
So, sometimes even with the 3-3 composition, you might actually lay down the Graviton Surge as the Earth Shadow is about to dissipate if you manage to stun a D.Va, because of course D.Va can't defend Matrix while she's down on the ground. And also, you do that because it brings everyone together, and as the Earth Shadow dissipates, that's when Ryan can start to build up his ultimate again. He can get that very fast by swinging into multiple balled-up people, get so much cleave damage, and can quickly build up that momentum to once again open a fight once more with the Earth Shadow.
Got to be careful, man. Tech36 on the case. He's got a lot more projectiles to eat now, as Winstrike are going to set up on the defense with a Pharah.
Indeed they are. Eng's going to be there with a Mercy as well, a resurrection mechanic being reintroduced. Kenzie going to be dueling out here with Tech36 to begin with. The second he sees those micro missiles, he is out, however. Main here, going to need quite a bit of defense. He's going to be on that solo long-range healer, but Eng can, of course, come over to him, potentially give him a little bit of a top-up should it be required.
Orisa is online. That bio grenade! What?
Disgusting.
Hit 6 people. Zik is going to take out Shark, but instant resurrection, like you were saying, brought back into the fray. Disgusting. And look at all that ult charge as well, main got for that. Beautiful.
This Ana play may contain content inappropriate for children. A 5 or 6 man Ana there, doomed Zik. The cowboy wasn't going to be having any of that. Straight back to the training range. You aren't ready to be the sheriff just yet, my son. Of course, Unfixed building up towards that barrage incredibly quickly by throwing in these well-placed rockets.
Got to look for that shield timing. The nade's going to come in any second. You've got to be careful. Progi is inflicted. There you go. 3 members now anti-naded. Progi's extremely low, has to back out rather quickly. Like you said, Unfixed firing in this small corridor. After the fire change, she doesn't do as much splash damage, but you don't need splash damage. You're going to direct hit someone in that doorway.
Yeah, everyone's coming through that doorway, such large hitbox. I don't think this is going to be the play right here, lads. There's Concussive Blast putting everyone out in front of a shield.
He's got barrage. You've got to be careful. Progi putting another shield up. Zik goes down yet again. The sound barrier coming out for HSL. Hiran does have the ultimate available too, but can he get the Kuki in time? That will be Tech36 once more, eating the entirety of Unfix's ult. And now with Main dead and Chao going down too, they're going to have to rely on this EMP. Progi running for the hills as the Orisa is going to be able to get out in time as the rest of his supports pile onto the points.
Not a huge fan of that play there from Sharek, knocking away Hidan from the barrage of Unfixed. Here's the supercharge of a last-ditch attempt to really secure this point.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to out-damage that one. Well, Unfixed managed to kill off Zik, but look at all the fire coming in. Tech36, an easy kill with that supercharger. Damage boost, way too much for him to handle, and way too much for the healers of Winstrike to handle either. Kenzie trying to run back on the soldier, again, just trying to buy a little bit more time. Every second counts, as we saw a little bit earlier, but the first point goes over to HSL.
Winstrike are going to have to try and reset their ultimate economy here. I imagine we're going over to the 3-3, and that's exactly what is occurring. But Kenzie, once again, moving over to the Mei. They don't have the D.Va, though. And Tech36 been putting on a masterclass, Jaws, of how effective a D.Va can be in these compositions. But Winstrike, again and again, seem to be winning out with Kenzie punishing positional errors with his left click by slowing people down. He doesn't need to do the damage. It's all about allowing other people to be enabled, making sure people can't get behind Progi's shield as fast as they'd like. Because people play the game assuming they'll be able to move as fast as they always think they can.
You're not going to do that. Not with Kenzie on the Mei, man. He's a stone cold killer. He's moving in. Progi's going to have to be careful. There's the wall. He's going to trap a couple of people off. The self-destruct is going to get blocked up completely by Sharek's shield, but that damage definitely isn't. Hidan had a right click just waiting for him. Progi's shield's very healthy as well. Another wall comes onto the cart. Kenzie just buying more time here. The Rhine going down means a Winstrike in a tough position. They have to get a pick in the next couple of seconds or the fight is all over.
Progi's falling incredibly low, but of course that will give Hidan a huge amount of ult charge, and now it's just Eng trading his body for time, Jaws. And let's have a quick take stock of the ultimates after the carnage that was that fight. Progi ready to come in with the Earth Shadow. Sharek's only 50% of the way there, so he has to play a lot more defensively, potentially having to try and account for Progi's aggression, and he can combine with Sardis for that potential stun shatter combo. However, Kenzie can potentially block that as well with the Mei Ice Ball, which will absorb all of the Earth Shadow if it can be placed in the path of that ultimate.
Unfixed has the rally too, so they are prepped for a re-engage with a couple of support ultimates online as well. There you go, both rallies in effect. Progi gets stunned up, no shadow available for Sharek just yet, couldn't make use of that. Sound barrier for HSL. Oh, Progi, you're in the wrong place right now, but Kenzie is going to get eliminated, so he won't actually get frozen upwards. There's the Transcendence coming out fairly early for Main, and the self-destruct on top of the grab. Sharek's going to go, Main's going to follow, and that'll be Zik just cleaning up with Tech36.
That's a huge amount of time still left in the bank here. They will get 1 minute and 30 more to try and complete this third point. They do have about half the initial time remaining, Jaws, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Winstrike may need to try and figure out what they want to do here. There's potential, of course, for that Blizzard and Graviton Surge combo. What should we call it? I think Snowstorm.
Snowstorm sounds good to me.
Yeah, call it Snowstorm.
All right. That was pretty easy, actually.
Yeah.
We didn't argue at all.
Good job, Joyce.
Thanks. Oh, that's a shatter. That's a 6-man. Hidan's going to take out Chow and that Transcendence as well to gift his team all the extra HP. Not like they needed it as Winstrike. Actually going to get turned to mush. Aang is going extremely low too, buying a little bit more time on Cart. Didn't end up using the ultimate, which is fairly important. HSL, not really well with ultimates now, but they're going to win the fight here, which pushes them ever close to that green box.
Crucially though, Kenzie was stunned before he could lay down that Blizzard to try and combine with Chow's Graviton Surge. Great forward thinking there from Progi, and now it's all down to Kenzie to potentially land that Blizzard on its own.
There's the Blizzard not eating this time around. No sirree. Tech 36 was off to the side. They're going to chase down Progi for the time, and Kenzie going extremely low. He's going to have to pick up that mini health pack. Another wall coming out potentially. There you go. Progi isolated and discorded, but discord dissipates as soon as he stepped behind that barrier. Looks like he actually discorded someone else. Kenzie nowhere near another Blizzard's going to have to pivot up rather quickly. A Transcendence for Winstrike also, as both rallies come out as well for HSL and Winstrike. The Shatter hits the floor, but no one's actually taken down just yet.
Counter-attack coming through, and there is a Graviton Surge.
Double sound barrier though. There's the self-destruct launched into the air. 2 dead, 3 dead, 4 dead. Tech 36 with a double. Kenzie's going to fall, and that'll be HSL completing the match.
I should call a technical 36 knockout right there, Jaws. 2 instant kills, and HSL with a commanding time bank lead here on Numbani, trying to bring the series back into their hands. Extra second was added to Winstrike's time bank, so they do have that minute remaining, but they will be attacking first. They have a pace car for Numbani to see what the victory condition for HSL here will be, and they certainly are getting wild. What was great there about that attempt at the stun shatter from Sharek and his Brigida was that we actually saw Zik lay down a projected barrier onto Progi, which meant the stun didn't come through and he wasn't affected by that particular combo, meaning he could keep his shield up and protect everyone else. I think Zik himself went down. He was a little bit out of a barrier, but it meant Progi could just reposition and protect him from any incoming damage.
Unfixed now, and the rest of Winstrike are on the offense. We've got HSL on the defense. Like you said, they are the pace car now. They have to be able to cap this point in 1 minute in order for overtime to tick through in their cart to push down the merry streets of Numbani. They're going to go for a bit of a different offense here if they do choose to stick with this, although I can imagine Unfixed is going to do a little bit of scouting. But HSL determined to just stick with this 3-3 on the defense, not with the Winston this time. It's going to be with the Wright.
I'd love to see Kenzie stick on this Genji, but usually it's Unfixed to play the Genji, so I imagine he's just toying with us. Question is, can HSL this time not make the same rotation? Because if we remember, last time he was caught out by a whip shot from a Brigida, which knocked him off the back as they made that rotation. We've got to be a lot more careful this time, not lose that hefty, huge chunk of like damage and protection that is Xayah.
Oh, okay. Kenzie, okay, there's the Mei. Right, they are going to switch up to the Mei Goats, which I thought was called Moats, but I was apparently wrong. This is the very early rendition of Mei Goats. I don't know, man. That whole anagram just confuses
just call
me
it
at this
Winter
point.
Goats.
Winter Goats.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that'll do. A Willy Coats.
Just stop. Play by play, Jaws. Play by play.
Hidden's dead. What else do you want me to say? Kenzie got a kill. He's got 25% on the old charge. Look at that boop as well. Straight behind Progi. He didn't even see it coming. The flying Mei. Main's going to get 2 kills as well. An extremely quick pat by Winstrike.
Ascoft has doomed Progi multiple times with these boops. I think he needs to communicate a little bit better what he's doing.
I'm going to boop the Mei, but is going to be behind Progi turn shield.
Last time it was Sharek behind Progi so that he could get the charge into his own team. I don't know, man. It feels like you're getting a little bit ambitious with these boosts, but it's not really paying off. A nice headshot there from Kenzie will bring him up to 70% ult charge, almost ready to come through with that Blizzard once more. Chow's lagging a little bit behind, however, most importantly, Sharek almost has that Earth Shadow. He's twice as far ahead as Progi. Didn't get to do much damage there. He was always in such a defensive position trying to defend himself from the freezing of the Mei.
Chow's extremely far ahead as well. with that Graviton Surge. 70% to 53. Shaq gets stunned. No shield available for him. The Zaya. Oh dear, Chow. What are you doing?
Not like
I
this,
think he's going to have to hit that rally. He's going extremely low, but Shaq still has that Earth Shatter. Very close spawn, remember that as well. And Kenzie can split the rest of the team off. They're forced to use the Transcendence and a sound barrier from HSL to keep them in the fight as well. Graviton Surge, as soon as that ran out, that will be Tech36 getting frozen up here, so he couldn't actually use that ultimate. There will be a strike going to the floor. Main, Chow, everybody just piling on top of HSL. They're all frozen in place, Harry. There was nothing they could do. Tech36 get demeched and destroyed. That'll be Hidan going down as well.
Alright, audience, you need to calm down, so I need to personally address Sharek. So what is it that Blizzard does? Because I'm pretty sure it stuns people by freezing them. What is it a Graviton Surge does? It basically controls them by controlling their location. So why would you Earth Shatter a load of frozen people in a grab? That is such a waste of an ultimate. He's almost got another one, but oh my good lord, why?
You hold tab and then you see Earth Shatter kills and you want that number to increase, Harry.
You can't even upgrade Winston's lab stats anymore.
You can't. It feels bad. Oh, Zik. Got to be more careful than that, my friend. There's another wall coming out. Progi getting smashed. Graviton Surge onto the wall, but a beautiful shatter, but a beautiful beat coming through from Winstrike in order to keep them alive. Self-destruct launched into mid-air. Shaq's going to be able to hot the heels with this one. Does end up going up and actually killing off Main. Man advantage now for HSL as the Transcendence used once more. Another shatter comes through, and Zik's going to be the main target of all the damage. Another beautiful boot coming through from the side of HSL to make sure that he cannot get pinned. They are still in this fight with the Transcendence as well. Chow and Zik are going to manage to trade their Brigitas off, so Winstrike and HSL still at a man disadvantage. That'll be Kenzie falling now also, but Winstrike, they've got the spawns here. They're going to be able to get back to the point in time. A Graviton Surge onto the point by Zik to try and force them away, but 0.28 meters remained, and a Winstrike are going to be able to get the cap.
I'm going to question that Graviton Surge as well. If you're going to make that play, at least don't grab them to the car. Grab them away from the car to try and play the overtime, make sure they can't touch it. Don't know if that really was the thing. Zik now will have to build up towards a fresh Graviton, and Chow's got one ready to go. Tech36, he needs to put on his bib, really, and he's going to be able to combine it with Kenzie, with that Blizzard, this Snowstorm combo that Winstrike have now made their own in the Winter Goats composition.
All right, Snowstorm might just come out. Tech36 again, 3 eaten grabs. Kenzie chucks out the Blizzard. He doesn't manage to get that one eaten, but look, that sound barrier is keeping Zik alive, at least for the time being. I didn't see that health bar though, just kind of disappeared. Discord Orb, a couple of headshots from the Zenyatta, insta-killing Zik, and the rest of HSL are going to go down as well. They're going to be able to touch, however. Hidan still has that trance.
HSL need to stop the momentum, but Kenzie can stop their entrance. He's got that wall ready to go, and he's potentially going to wall out one of his entrances. There's the first.
He got first. There you go. Tracer on the point to make sure they get OT. He can't touch when the wall's there, Harry. Zik managed to get on, but he had to instantly recall as he got shot by the mate.
1 minute, what's 1 minute, Jaws to Winstrike? That is a winning scenario, and now the onus is on to HSL. They got to complete fully in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and I thought that would be pretty impossible to do with 1 minute, so maybe they can pull something out of their collective hats.
Yeah, let's hope so. 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Winstrike were gifted that additional second to round it up to the minutes earlier on, so double the time bank of Winstrike. They're going to look like they're going to run unfixed on this far again. I did like it. It was perfect for the way that HSL were playing. They ran the Orisa, and Orisa, one of the main problems with her, you can't move the shield. As soon as you go through that small corridor, laid the shield down and instantly focused. What came in next? A bio grenade. It was easy cleanup for Winstrike after that.
And because you're moving up a ramp, it's also incredibly hard to arc the shield to where you want to, especially if you're going to lay it down before you move through that corridor. Obviously, you've got to do that unless you're going to burn your Fortify to try and face tank some of the damage as you move through there. But once you've laid down that shield, that's when you can really be maneuvered around, because they know you can't lay down another one for 8 or 9 seconds, and also your team can't rotate with consistent protection.
A problem is as well, actually, with that specific scenario, is the Orisa comes up the stairs here and puts the shield down, yes, but the problem is there's a wall right behind you. You're going to need to be able to eat that bio grenade, because that bio grenade has a big splash radius. If it gets hit behind,
too.
Bam, instantly covers everybody behind the shield, and then you're as good as dead.
Kenzie's actually swapped over now to move on to the Soldier instead. This may provide a little bit extra protection for main with the Bardic Field, which can heal for 40 healing per second. Unfixed right now, trying to track where HSL are coming from, will begin his rain of rockets.
Uh-oh. A nice nade actually landing onto Progi then, onto Tech36 even, not too bad at all. But look, instantly getting taken out. Askov kind of was on the point, trying to contest, it seemed, and didn't really communicate that to the rest of his team as they do roundabout and go to the small health pack on the side. There you go, unfixed, spotting that one out. And yeah, it's like, boop. Well, I'm going to go. See you later, mate. And will be the thrusters used as well. So he's up to 46% ult charge already. And HSL looking a bit confused here. They don't really know where they want to enter from.
Hidan's already got
nice boop actually onto the point.
Potentially he's going to be able to use that as an anti-air measure onto Unfixed, and here comes the offense.
Coalescence, so the problem is he can actually duck behind this sign here. Very low is Zik, but he's going to be able to stay alive and long enough to actually kill Kenzie off. Sharak as well was met with a mean fate as Eng finds the resurrection, but wasn't able to heal main in that either. So HSL are just going to wipe the floor with Winstrike here.
Ascot actually went on a little bit of a assassination mission with Velucio and managed to boop off main from that high ground when he was on the Ana, ensuring that the kill could be secured onto Sharak, who was then out of the LOS of the Ana unbeknownst to him because of the boop that put main behind some environmental obstacles. And then Ascot decided, you know what, I'm just going to stay here, I'm going to try and outdoor Ana Amari, and that's exactly what he did, denying a huge amount of healing to Winstrike as well as the utility of both the Sleep Dart and the Bardic Grenade.
One more fight is all that is required from Winstrike. They got 30 seconds of the time bank to HSL. Everybody's going low, and Eng already finding a kill on Sardis. The Transcendence is going to be available from him pretty shortly, I can imagine. Self-destruct launched into the air, and HSL have got priority spawns. They can regroup for the time. Take 36 gets massively staggered, though.
Indeed, they're going to be locking down this main entrance as well. Chow throwing in those plasma mortars, and with only 7 seconds left, HSL need to think fast. They need to bare their fangs. They need to get wild, and Sardis is going to try and start that off with a rally.
Eng was under attack. They're going to be able to contest the point quite shortly. The hammer hits the floor, and Unfixed and Chow are going to bite the dust. The problem is there's no follow-up. Kenzie's on the main now, just trying to harass Progi. Everybody gets dragged into the Graviton Surge from HSL. They're all going to go down instantly as Progi lets go, right-click, hits them with the Flame Strike. They're going to be able to find the team wipe, but overtime is here.
Overtime is indeed here, Jaws, and there's still a marathon ahead of HSL. They cannot lose one fight, otherwise they will go into our halftime 2-0 down, and Winstrike will be on match point. Winstrike have a couple of tools ready to go. They can also save these for as long as they want. They can have a 6 ultimate fight because they have the luxury of knowing HSL need to complete, and even then we'll go to additional rounds. Chow and Kenzie are going to be preparing for that Winter Storm combo.
There we go. Okay, he's 85%. He's very close. Sharak's got that shadow as well. You might want to lay that down first. Wait for that Blizzard to come back up. Transcendence from Winstrike. It's coming out. Eng, because doesn't want to layer that sound barrier just yet. You can't do it right on top of each other. You have to wait for Ascot to do his first. There you go. Now they're going to push forward. The Shadow's going to hit the floor. Progi's going to hit the floor as well. Tech 36 goes dragged in. Transcendence not going to be useful at all. Blizzard comes out from Kenzie. That's a whole lot of kills. That's Winstrike taking the map. Numbani is theirs, and 2-0 in the series.
And that combination is exactly what we were talking about earlier in Numbani. Just using the Earth Shadow to make sure Tech 36 didn't have the defense matrix available, because Chow knows, basically, he's got his number. He's managing to catch out like 50 to 60% of the Graviton's thrown, as well as a couple of Blizzards as well. So you got to make sure that defense matrix isn't available. The best way to do that, just stun the Diva.
Stun the Diva, freeze her up, just waste matrix as well.
Like 4 layers of CC.
You need to do it. Tech 36, a hungry boy. 2-0 in the series, a Winstrike. That's match point on the board as well. HSL, they're going to need a hell of a comeback. We're going to chuck it over to the desk. They're going to break down those 2 games a little bit more.